What's up guys, Tamrakshan here. The RTR series from TVS is an excellent choice of racing-inspired bikes which is not that insanely priced, and here the 204V is the top of the line of the RTR family. And now for 2020, what we have is an all-new updated BS-6 version. Firstly, for the ex-showroom pricing, well, it's actually priced pretty aggressively at approximately 1,27,500 Indian rupees, and yes, this time there is only one version. So the good part is that there is no confusion about which version you're getting, and also by the way, if you are from Kollam, Kerala and you want to know the on-road pricing or booking details, you can contact the number shown here. And now coming back to that price tag, well, the reason I said it's aggressively priced is because the amount of features the bike offers for the price is pretty great. For instance, just take a look at this design. It has true RTR series aggression, which I really like. Starting from the front, the headlight is a brand new one, which is a LED headlight, and here you also get these claw-shaped position lights. This is a very welcome update, and here this headlight is not only sharp looking, but also functionally it's one of the best. The range and coverage is pretty impressive, and therefore riding through pitch dark is very easy. And here with this headlight, you won't face any difficulty with your night rides. Then checking the handlebar, it's the clip-on type with black paint scheme, and here for the switch controls, you actually get all the standard ones, which is handy. And here the next big thing is the fully digital speedometer with Smart Connect. This is so much race-centric, and that's noticeable with the type of information displayed and also the weights displayed. Well, Smart Connect technology has plenty of features which is displayed in the instrument console, and you can also download the TVS app to get that information in your phone too. Then one thing to note is that there is this dedicated info control switch which can be used to access Smart Connect. Now taking a look at the tank, it's very muscular looking and it's sculpted well with the aggressive tank cowl. The curves are spot on for tucking your leg, and also the graphics is very sleek looking. I mean, this new graphics is not very loud, but on the other hand, it's like a subtle touch which is again leaning towards the racing theme. Then for the seats, it's the split type seat which is very well designed for optimum comfort for the rider. And about the pillion, well, here also I feel TVS did a good job. Now usually a bike in this segment doesn't provide much comfort for the pillion, but here this one, even though not the best, it's still pretty good. Then moving on to the rear section, the tail light is small yet attractive, and the pillion grab rail is the RTR styled one, which is a split type one, and it's comfortable for the pillion to hold. And some of the final things in the design side is that you get an engine cowl as well as a tire hugger, which are both pretty nice add-ons. And also for the exhaust, it's the racing style double barrel one, which does give that signature touch for the bike. And also the exhaust note is so much good that it gives you the feel to rev harder. So now for the color options, well, there are two color choices for the new RTR 204V BS-6, and the color shown here is the gloss black. So overall, the 204V's design, even though not being changed a lot, TVS surely did improve it, and this time I feel it's so much polished both in style and mainly usability. And here this improvement is actually taken to a much higher level with the all-new engine. The engine used here is the 197.75cc oil-cooled 4-stroke F5 engine. The max power and torque figures are still pretty impressive, even though compared to the BS4 version, they did drop a bit. But that said, well, this is still a true RTR 204V while you ride it. That sportiness and punchy feel can be experienced throughout your ride, and I loved every minute I rode in this new RTR 204V. This new engine feels very refined, and since it's a very powerful one, the ride was fun. There is that agile attitude in every gear, and that gives us the impression at what TVS concentrates. And here the 5-speed gearbox is a good one, which when combined with the slipper clutch, the gear shifting is great. There isn't any stress for the rider, and also the gear shifts are spot on without any gear missing or things like that. Well, TVS does highlight the racing side of this bike almost everywhere, and here this bike can be used for track rides, but actually this bike does suit well in any riding scenario. And the reason I say that is because here there is a technology called glide through, and what it does is that without even using the throttle, the bike actually can move at a slow speed, and here the rider doesn't need to do anything. So this is a very handy feature because if in case you're riding through bad road condition or maybe moving in a slow traffic, it takes away the fatigue from the rider. And also since there is enough power, if you're in a highway, just twist the accelerator and the bike instantly gains speed without any hesitation. And because of all this, I feel everything related to riding seems to be well thought out to make this bike a true all-rounder. So it's like this one ticks casual city commutes, long rides and also track rides. And also by the way, for a speed from 0 to 100 km/h, which is the max that I could test, well, there wasn't any sort of vibration or disturbance from any parts. And overall, all of this combined together, I would say the new RTR 204V is the best bike in this segment with impressive ride quality. Now usually bikes which are powerful have a trend of giving a moderate ride comfort, but here it's the opposite case. I mean, this bike is one of the best I have tested in terms of ride comfort. It all starts with the perfect seating posture. You are sitting in an upright position without much lean, and here the handlebar is in an ideal position. And that combined with a really good quality seat, like I said before, and also because of the really good suspension combo, the ride comfort is spot on. I did go for a 60-kilometer ride in a stretch, and even after that, there wasn't any discomfort. You can ride through rough patches or well laid out roads or even take it through some bumpy conditions, and through all this, you will enjoy the ride. The suspension used here, which is telescopic fork in the front and monoshock with monotube floating piston shock absorber in the rear, is an excellent choice. It not only gives that perfect balance which helps for track rides, but it also takes majority of the stress while riding through rough conditions. And therefore, if comfort is of great priority for you, well, the new RTR 204V BS-6 won't disappoint you. And also, since this bike has the ability to be used for track rides, well, TVS did check the safety side pretty well. And firstly, in that, for the tires used here, which are Eurogrip radial tubeless ones, they are sufficiently thick and they do grip well. The stability is excellent and therefore taking tight corners are safe. And secondly, in the safety side, well, the brakes used, I would say, is again the best in this segment. You get dual channel ABS with rear wheel lift-off protection, and here I didn't experience any wheel locking, and also the brakes did respond well to bring the bike to a complete stop without any issues while doing quick braking. So from all of this, I feel TVS has done a great job with this new RTR 204V BS-6. The design is as usual very striking, and here this time I feel they did perfect the engine and also the overall experience. Every minor things does contribute to an excellent riding experience. And here some of the things that we didn't touch yet, like the ride control, is also good. The bike weighs 153 kilograms, but still you can flick around without much issues. Then for the rider seat height, it's 800 mm, but for me it was perfect. I'm 5 feet 10 inches, but both my legs does stay well planted on the ground, and also I didn't face any issues with the handlebar too. Then one minor thing that's new here with this BS6 version is that you get a feature called Feather Touch Start, and what it does is that just gently tap the self-start switch and boom, the engine comes to life. It is a very useful feature, and I feel stuff like cold start issues won't be happening. Then since it's FI programmed, well, you can't retune the engine for a different power or torque output value, but I feel TVS did map it well such that it does suit well in almost every riding scenario. And also, by the way, the engine doesn't dissipate much heat, which is again a great thing, especially for a bike which is bound to be used for long rides. And also, one thing to note is that the bike must always have 2.5 liters of petrol as reserve all the time. And if you're wondering about the fuel tank capacity, well, it's 12 liters. And also for the mileage, well, during our testing in mixed riding scenario, we got approximately in the range between 38 to 40 km per liter. Now please do note the mileage for you might be totally different because like I always say, mileage totally depends on the way you ride and also the riding condition. So I guess that's all about the new Apache RTR 204V BS-6. And from all that we have checked, you might already know what my verdict will be. And here, I would without any doubt recommend this new RTR 204V BS-6 to anyone who is looking for an all-rounder bike which will fit in well for daily rides, long trips, and also track riding. Now this bike is more of like a bike for a rider. If you enjoy bike riding, this one is a great option which won't break your wallet. It's well packed with every needed feature and there isn't anything to complain about. Maybe if I nitpick, I could point out the mileage or about the pillion seat being a bit on the higher side. But here, if you thought of getting a high performance bike, you know what you're gonna get. And for that, this is one of the best I can recommend. And maybe I'll term the new Apache RTR 204V BS-6 as the best performance bike for the majority. And also, if you can, I would surely recommend you guys to do a test ride of this bike because that engine feel you get is all the answer you need. That's all for this video guys. Hope you liked it. If so, please do hit the like button. And also, please don't forget to subscribe because that does help our channel a lot. And also, sharing this video is much appreciated. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye and always ride safe.